Michael is founder of Marvel Apps and Carrot Pass, LLC. Mr. Antaran created his company in 2008 in order to create mobile applications that provide real solutions to the challenges that his clients face. And he did so with the benefit of 15 years of design, programming, and leadership experience in the automotive industry. He established himself as a powertrain and engine systems expert while holding positions at Daimler Chrysler and then at General Motors. Mr. Antaran chose to pursue his business full-time in 2012 and has since used his knowledge and talents to make Marvel Apps one of the most innovative and most successful development firms in all of Southeast Michigan. And while participating in the Goldman Sachs 10K small business programs, Marvel Apps developed the CARROT Health and Wellness Program, which uses a mobile app incentive program reward to give participants who meet individualized physical activity goals rewards for what they accomplish. In 2015, Michigan Celebrates Small Business honored Marvel Apps as a top 50 company to watch, and CARROT was selected as the official tech partner for the Michigan State Fair. And Mr. Antaran was selected that same year as one of just 16 U.S. entrepreneurs to participate in a business development program hosted jointly by Goldman Sachs and Bloomberg in New York City. And in 2016, Mr. Antaran's presentation at the Crain's Detroit Business Healthcare Leadership Summit led to the CARROT program taking top honors as the most innovative solution to connect millennials with healthcare. Also, our distinguished speaker was recognized by Crain's Detroit Business as one of the 50 names to know in information technology. And outside of his professional pursuits, Mr. Antaran has served on the executive leadership board of the American Heart Association's Heart Walk campaign, and he also volunteers for middle school students and mentors engineering students at the University of Michigan. And so we are extremely honored to have such an accomplished and conscientious business leader to come here today to deliver our commencement speech here at Oakland University. So help me in joining and welcoming Mr. Michael Antaran to the podium now. Michael.
I want to thank President Peskovich, Provost Lentini, the OU faculty and staff, and all of you graduates, congratulations. I want to thank my incredible wife, my awesome kids, my siblings and my parents and nieces, who are all my rocks. It's their support and unconditional love that drives me every day to be the best person I can be. Graduates, I know what you're thinking. I remember it like it was yesterday. Well, I remember that when I was getting my degree and thinking, is this really worth it? Spoiler alert, it is, and it was. First, I want you to know that I'm overwhelmed to be here. Just to give you a little background, my invitation to speak here came back in September. I got a call from Dean Petrescu. Unfortunately, I was already on a call with a client doing tech support. You see, when you're the CEO of a startup, you get to do glamorous things like do tech support and take calls from people that think they have your app, but they're actually using another person's app. So as I was explaining to this woman that she had the wrong person and the wrong app, the dean's call went to voicemail. So after the call, I listened to the voice message, and I was shocked. They were inviting me to speak here today. My first thoughts, of course, was this was a wrong number and it's another tech support call. But after listening to the message again, I realized it was for real. Within a few minutes, I went from helping a person who called the wrong tech support line to being asked to give a commencement speech to all you great people out there. That's how life is. It's dynamic. If you'll indulge me for a moment, I'd like to share with you my story. My parents immigrated here from the Philippines. I am the third of 4 children, the first generation from either side of my family. I was born an American. I have a picture of my father's home growing up. He lived in a bamboo hut. Can you imagine? 1 generation ago, my dad slept under banana leaves as a roof. That's absolutely crazy thinking about it. My parents, who were fortunate and gifted with the drive to pursue a great education that allowed them to relocate in the United States in the field of medicine. They are chasing the American dream. The American dream for my parents was to make a better life for their children. It was their conviction, their vision, their values that helped build the foundation of who I am today. You see, the conviction that to make a better life for their kids and for those that follow, it's the best example of love. That exact moment when my parents set the goal to move to the United States with 2 children and 2 to-be-soon children in the near future, that is where it all started. Very little money, but all the love in the world. I grew up in a very normal neighborhood, nothing special, except I had these amazing examples in my parents of setting goals and making it happen, right in front of me every day. As the third child of the family, I got a lot of hand-me-downs. I also learned to listen. I learned to share. I learned to wait my turn. I learned from my brothers and sisters to create my own experiences, to make my own mistakes and failures, only to realize that when you do succeed, it's best shared with family and loved ones. Many, many years ago, I also started my graduate degree program at this great university in mechanical engineering. I understand the great sacrifices you've made to earn this degree. I remember like it was yesterday, driving over here from campus after a long day's work, looking for a parking spot, driving around, looking for a parking spot. It was much worse then. I remember like it was yesterday. I remember sitting in my car thinking, okay, this is my last class, let's just do this. You see, I love to learn, but I didn't necessarily enjoy the grind of school. The paperwork, the projects, the 4-hour engineering problems to solve, it wasn't fun for me. But one particular professor made a huge impact in my life. He would often say, you know, you kids, you have it easy. If I had the resources that you had today, I would ace every class. I remember it so vividly. I thought, I have all those great resources, and I'm struggling. It made me feel disconnected, although I knew his intentions were quite the opposite. But what resonated with me wasn't so much what he said, it was the message, perhaps unintended, behind it. I got the sense that he wanted a do-over. That really stuck with me. You see, he, like other professors here, are well respected in the industry. He was awesome at his job, except I got that feeling that he thought it was too late to do anything else. Naturally, I thought, dude, you just got to do it. You just got to make it happen. It was at that very moment where I truly valued what my parents instilled in me in a very early age: resourcefulness and energy. In 2008, I teamed up with a couple guys from Chrysler to form a small startup company. We built our reputations in getting things done at Chrysler, and we wanted to venture out on our own. I put my faith and trust in my partners, and it was great at first. In fact, it was great until that day when I was blindsided and kicked out of the company. I was out without warning, without the courtesy of a phone call. Our second child just celebrated his first birthday, and now I'm out of a job. Earlier, as I mentioned, the importance of family, support, and love. Well, it was my wife who gave me all the support I needed during this very low time. She reminded me we can get through this. She believed in me when I needed it. As I look back, facing that adversity was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to me. It reminded me that values are important. In this case, my wife helped me remember that integrity counts, and integrity is the foundation of every relationship. So thank you, Maria. A few minutes. Unfortunately, this all happened during the height of the economic downturn. In 2009, the auto industry was struggling. But I reached out to a friend from grad school, Paul, told him my situation, and the next thing you know, I had an interview with General Motors. Within a week, I had a job. With prayer, friendship, love, and compassion, you can get through the tough times. I truly enjoyed my time at General Motors. For 3 years, I had the opportunity to be part of a special team there. However, I always felt like I had a calling for something else. You see, I love cars. I love working on them. I love Jeeps. I love taking care of them. It's really fun for me. But I felt incomplete. The people I was surrounded with were great, intelligent, and created great things, yet I felt something was missing. So after nearly 15 years in the auto industry, I decided to leave. There was so much more I wanted to do. I wanted to make an impact in people's lives. I wanted to create things. That's when I decided to launch my own startup. We focused on making mobile games. We were doing very well, or so I thought. That's until a couple of years ago, my wife approached me, and she wasn't happy. She was thrilled that our mobile gaming company was doing very well, but her concern is what we are contributing to a very big problem in society. We are contributing to a society where they're hypnotized by their mobile device. They're sitting more and moving less. We are contributing to an unhealthy behavior. And it was time that we were part of the solution and not the problem. So as a software company with a reputation of making fun, engaging mobile games, we decided to gamify health and wellness, and we called it CARROT. Since launching in January 2016, we have over 60,000 employees on CARROT globally. We have gotten tremendous feedback, and we are still a very young company. But I love what I do, mostly because I know we're making a very real difference in people's lives. Over the past few weeks, in preparation for this speech, there's a lot of individuals I turn to who have inspired me. And it's a variety of successful, inspirational people. People like J.K. Rowling, Elle Woods, Denzel Washington, Steve Jobs, and Will Ferrell. I know it's a big range, but they all have one common message that it resonated with me. Basically, whatever you decide to do in life, make sure you have passion for it and love it. That's great advice, and I agree with them 100%. Perhaps surprisingly, finding out what you love to do and have a passion for is not easy. It takes time. It's the experiences, the journey along the way that helps you determine what you love and what will you love to do in life. And in life, there's a lot of highs and lows. My advice, ride the highs and learn from the lows. After many years of in the auto industry, I decided to do something else, to be the best I can be, just like my parents. It took me nearly 2 decades, 3 jobs, and many failures. I encourage you to never give up. Sometimes your turn may happen before you're ready. Sometimes you're so ready you might need to wait for it. In these times, remember to take the breath, be patient, and when it's your turn, make it yours. When it comes, and it will come, appreciate the amazing journey. And remember, everyone in this life raft with you. You see, the reason why I was so shocked to get this incredible call to